Our next presenter is Hawai'i Baumhofer. Her topic is this Pacific Island Food Model Toolkit, 10 years of a community-developed multicultural nutrition education tool. Welcome.
Aloha mai kākou and mahalo piha to the stewards of the land that we stand on today. I want to introduce my department, which is the Department of Native Hawaiian Health. It's the only department in an American medical school that is solely dedicated to the health of Indigenous people. And we also have a really beautiful campus. It's just a block from the ocean, as you can see here. So if you ever are in town, please come visit. We'd love to host any of you and talk to you. But at the core of our being at the DNHH is our community partnerships. We've worked long and hard since our inception about 20 years ago to form our partnership network. It's called the Ulu Network. Ulu in Hawaiian means to grow, and we need to grow these community partnerships. And so we have these 20 community-based agencies across the state of Hawaii and in California, including the Native Hawaiian Health System, federally qualified health centers, Native Hawaiian civic clubs, community hospitals, and even a private K-12 school. In 2006, a diabetes and nutrition education needs assessment was sent to 20 community agencies, and our partners identified the need for a culturally relevant nutrition and diabetes education tool that would be useful in multilingual and multicultural settings. A committee of 7 community representatives, including Auntie Kaiulani Odom, who we heard from yesterday afternoon, and other dietitians, nutritionists, and nurses was formed, and a wish list of 94 mostly Native Hawaiian, Samoan, Tongan, Filipino, and Pohnpeian foods was created. The original list was narrowed down to a top 10 list. We wanted to do all 94, but we just couldn't get the funding for it. And this top 10 list was made into plastic food models, which are now scrolling on the slideshow behind me. So the Pacific Island Food Model Kits included these 10 food models and accompanying nutrition information cards, and they were distributed to 17 very diverse community partners. We went through a long process of trying to calculate our nutritional composition of these different foods. There's now been a lot of work done in this area, but 10 years ago there really wasn't, so we kind of had to do it ourselves. So through individual and group diabetes and nutrition education classes and public presentations, the food model kits reached approximately 12,000 community members over 12 months, from July 2007 to June 2008. We also collected provider satisfaction data. So over the past 10 years, there's been a lot of community interest in the food models. I've even got emails from people from Sweden wanting to buy a kit. But our community partners started to say that they're getting worn out from love. A bite out of the mango here, some paint flaking off the Kalua pig there. They're starting to get a little old. So we were able to get a second round of funding to make a second set of food model kits. They were then, in May 2017, these kits were distributed to 22 community health agencies in California and in Hawaii. So in addition to the utilization and provider satisfaction data that we collected 10 years ago, this time we're also collecting patient data to ensure that the food models are useful for all different types of groups and different ethnic groups, different language groups, and different communities throughout the state of Hawaii. So the 3-month utilization and satisfaction data that's being collected right now will be finished by October 31st, 2017, and it's going to be sent to myself and my team for analysis and comparison to that 2007-2008 data. So in addition to a lot of successes that we've had over the past 10 years, we've also had some challenges, and we've thought long and hard about some potential solutions that I'd like to share with you today. So our first challenge is that, like with all cities, the demographics of Honolulu are constantly changing. Oh, can you hit the slide one more time? For example, in the last 10 years, thousands of migrants from Micronesia have come to Hawaii. And this has not drastically changed our population in the state, but it certainly shifted some priorities. And a lot of our new Micronesian neighbors are using our community health systems, clinics to get their medical care. So one solution is to reconvene an advisory committee and reassess the list of foods to make sure that they're still useful and relevant for our multicultural communities. We want to make sure that we're not lagging, another 5 to 10 years behind. So our second challenge is the cost of the Pacific Island food model kits. In 2007, they were $300, and that seemed a whole lot of money. Today, they're $800 a piece, and that's really out of the price range of a lot of our community partners. And this, we need to think about how to make this more sustainable. So a solution to this challenge is to include more nutrition information cards. If we can't do all 94 foods on the wish list, maybe we need to create more nutrition cards and work with our partners at the nutrition department to get the nutrition information for our native foods and get them out to the community. So this is a really old photo of myself and the first round of food models in our better looking days. But the main problem with our current food models is that the list is set. These 10 foods, this is it, they're in the kit. Even if your community doesn't need 1, 2, 3, or more of the foods, you're going to get them. So one solution is to allow communities to choose which models they want. They can order all 10 or just one, and if we reconvene the advisory committee, reassess the food list, are able to create more foods, maybe we'll have in 5 years 15 or 20 different foods that our community partners can choose from. So I just want to close by saying again, thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to share this project that I've been working on for a long time. And I'm really looking forward to working with the food models for the next 10 years in the future, and we'll look forward to the third round of Pacific Island food model kits. Thank you very much.